then from then on, it just seems like it's just not in order. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's unsettling for you, Valerie. I'm going to give this one over now to Julie. Thanks for calling in. Julie, understandable, her reaction though.
Very understandable. What often happens is that when we're placed in a situation like that, in a panic type of situation, if we have no frame of reference for what is happening, very often we tend to shut down because the brain is busy trying to process. But when you're in fight or flight, your brain's not getting a lot of oxygen, and so it can't process that effectively. So it's almost like when you're standing on a street corner and you see an accident, say a pedestrian gets hit by a car. There will be 50 people on the street, all standing there going, what? And there's just no reaction until someone steps up and says, call 911, and then everyone moves into action. It's a typical response that occurs, and that type of intense panic is probably not uncommon for that type of a situation. What I might be concerned about, Valerie, is if you were now having panic attacks all the time. You know, I remember when I was in a serious car accident, wrote my car off, missed a tractor trailer by about that much, and hit a little car instead, thankfully. But still, wrote my car off, was injured, and my girlfriend was injured. My daughter was in the back seat of the car. When I was driving the rental, I had a panic attack, and it was so severe that I had to pull the car over.
I'm going to ask you, Valerie, are you still there? Valerie, do you still get panic attacks sometimes?
Since that incident, I find that I cannot even allow myself to get that stressed, because I feel in my body that, you know, that it won't, you know, it won't process it. I feel that I've had some incidences where I was at the beginning of a panic attack, and I just sat down because I'm so afraid of them because of it, what happened to me then. It was very scary.
Well, of course it is. Julie, isn't that like a post-traumatic stress she's undergoing now?
It could be, and again, I'm not an expert in post-traumatic stress disorder, and I want to be clear on that. But I think what's important to understand when you are having a panic attack is, rather than saying, I can't have a panic attack because I'm scared of panic attacks, is just to acknowledge that that's exactly what's happening. Because very often when we go into a severe panic attack, and I know what that's like, because I'm experiencing them, you feel like you're going to die.
Yes.
Your breathing stops, your heart is pounding, like you can hear it in your ears, and all you can think is, I'm dying.
So
I'm having a heart
Julie?
attack.
What do you do now to pull yourself back?
Stop yourself. Just stop yourself right in that moment and say, this is just a panic attack, because that's all it is. It's nothing tangible. It's your brain playing a trick on you that says you need to be afraid right now.
But you need to restore your breathing at that point.
Exactly. And so what I would say is just stop. Like I was saying, when I had that incident in the car, I just pulled over to the side of the road and I spoke to myself and I said, this is just a panic attack. I'm not dying. I'm not going to get in another accident. This is just what's happening in my body right now. So all I need to do is breathe.
Self-talk.
Positive self-talk, encouraging self-talk, and then breathe through it. Force yourself to intake oxygen, because as you circulate that oxygen through your body, it helps to restore your heart rate back down to baseline, and it helps to restore right thinking in your mind, right? So that you can process the events that are happening around you, and then you can work through the problem if there is one.